Are you in search of software testing jobs? We can help you with that. Go through this compilation of most probable software testing interview questions. Number 1. Which methodology do you follow in your test case? 1. Specification-based techniques, in which the emphasis will be on the technical specification. 2. Structure-based techniques, where the focus will be on the internal structure. 3. Experience-based techniques used to leverage the experience of the tester. Number 2. What is black box testing? What are the distinctive discoveries testing strategies? Black box testing is the product testing technique which is applied to test the product without distinguishing the internal structure of program or code. This testing is typically done to validate the functionality of an application. Number 3. What are the different types of black box testing? Boundary value analysis, equivalence partitioning, cause-effect graphing. Number 4. What are quality control and quality assurance? In QA, the main focus will be on the techniques, methods, and processes involved in bug prevention. On the other hand, in QC, the focus will be on identifying the bug, not the process involved in it. Number 5. How well do you deal with ambiguity? Test cases are not generally straightforward, and QA engineers should follow up on their own judgment. They have to feel great with ambiguity. Number 6. How well do you function with others? Several QA teams have colleagues who are from all edges of the world. QA engineers must be content with speaking with individuals at all levels and all backgrounds. Number 7. How we perform spike testing in JMeter. JMeter accompanies a synchronizing timer which can deal with the demands of numerous threads. It can get the expected number of strings and discharge them immediately to cause a spike. Number 8. What are the significant steps to fix issues while testing? Log and handle any issues which have happened. Report the issues to high-ranked manager. Define the issue management process. Number 9. What is the distinction between test scripts, test scenarios, and test cases? Test scripts. It's a short program used to test some portion of the functionality of the product framework. Test cases. It is a record that contains the steps that must be performed and has been planned before. Test scenarios. Sequence of test cases that will be executed one after another. Number 10. What are the classes of defects? Missing. There was a prerequisite given by the client and it is not done. This is a variance from the particulars, a sign that particularly was not performed, or a necessity of the client was not recorded appropriately. Wrong. The prerequisites have been performed wrongly. This defect is different from the given particular. Extra. A prerequisite included in the software that was not given by the end user. This is dependably a variance from the determination, yet might be a trait warranted by the user of the software, but it is viewed as a defect due to its variance from the current prerequisite. Number 11. List out the test deliverables, test strategy, test plan, test cases, test scripts, test scenarios, test data, effort estimation report, requirement traceability matrix, that is RTM, test execution report, defect report and bug report, test summary report, test incident report, test closure report, test status report, weekly status report to project manager and the client, graphs and metrics, release note, user guide, configuration guide. Number 12. What is rapid application development? Rapid application development is formally a parallel development of functions and consequent integration. This can rapidly give the client an image to view and utilize, and to give input with respect to the delivery and their prerequisites. Quick change and improvement of the software are probably applied in this strategy. In any case, the software particular should be created for the software sooner or later, and the undertaking should be put under more formal controls before going into generation. Number 13. What's the difference between acceptance testing and system testing? Acceptance testing checks the framework against the prerequisites. It's like system testing, in which the entire framework is checked, yet the vital contrast is the transition in focus. System testing tests the system that was indicated has been conveyed or not. Number 14. Clarify random and monkey testing. A strategy of software testing where the system is checked by randomly ingesting inputs. This test does not follow any predefined set of principles. It's done to test the application behavior. Number 15. How to manage the low-frequency issues during the testing. In case an issue isn't coming up each time we repeat a similar series of steps, we do some drilling around to check whether we can discover any indication to the appearance of the bug, that is, failure or logs messages, and when nothing else works, we report everything the same. As testers, we can't leave anything without creating a report. Number 16. Component of which test process decides the exit criteria. The exit criteria are resolved on the basis of test planning. Number 17. What is mutation testing? This type of testing is used to detect if a set of the test case or test data is useful by intentionally presenting different code changes, that is bugs, and retesting with real test cases and data to decide whether the bugs are discovered. Number 18. While controlling your venture, what things do you need to acknowledge? A. Is your venture on the plan? Are you working towards a similar career objective? Have you got sufficient resources? Are you overspending? Are there any warning indications of approaching issues? Is there any pressure from the administration to finish the undertaking quickly? Number 19. What are the various methodologies in Agile development model? Scrum, Extreme Programming, that is XP, Feature-Driven Development, Lean Software Development, Agile Unified Process, Dynamic Systems Development Model, that is DSDM, Crystal. Number 20. What ought to be done after a bug is found? Configuration administration covers the procedures used to control, facilitate, and track code prerequisites, documentation, issues, change demands, designs, compilers, tools, libraries, patches, alterations made to them, and who rolls out the improvements. Number 21. Tell the contrast between a defect and a failure in software testing. In basic terms, when a defect approaches the end client, it is known as a failure, while the defect is recognized inside and settled. Then it is called as a defect. Number 22. What is bug leakage? A bug which is really missed by the testing group while testing and the build was discharged to the production. In case that now that bug was found by the end user, then we refer to it as bug leakage. Number 23. When should tester perform the regression testing? After the product has changed or when an environment has changed, regression testing ought to be performed. Number 24. What is hotfix? A bug which needs to be managed as a high-priority bug and fix it instantly. Number 25. Could inspections or reviews be viewed as part of the testing? Yes, indeed, as both assist identify errors and enhance quality. Number 26. What is Big Bang testing? Big Bang testing is based on integrating all the modules together and then testing them all at once. Number 27. What are the advantages of test reports? The advantages of test reports are current status of undertaking and nature of software are notified. In case required, partner and the client can make a corrective move. The last report supports to determine whether the software is ready for launch. Number 28. In incremental testing, what are stubs and drivers? The two stubs and drivers are a component of incremental testing. In incremental testing, there are two methodologies to be specifically bottom-up and top-down methods. Drivers are utilized as a part of bottom-up testing, and stub is utilized for the top-down method. With a specific goal to test the principal module, a stub is utilized, which is a dummy program or code. Number 29. What is soak testing? Running an application at high load for a continued time frame to distinguish the execution issue is termed as soak testing. Number 30. What is performance testing? This kind of testing decides or approves the speed, versatility, or durability qualities of the application or system under test. Execution is concerned about accomplishing response times, resource usage levels, and throughput that meet the execution targets for the product or project. Number 31. What are the standards of software testing? Testing indicates the presence of flaws. Thorough testing is not possible. Early testing. Defect clustering. Pesticide paradox. The absence of error false notion. Number 32. What is a bug? In the event that software testers discover any contradiction in the application or system in testing stage, then they describe it as a bug. Number 33. What is DFD? That is, Data Flow Diagram. As a flow of data through a data system is graphically depicted, then it is called data flow diagram. It is likewise utilized for the representation of data handling. Number 34. What is retesting? Retesting is a process of testing the code again to check if the defects detected in the previous round of testing are fixed correctly. Number 35. What is the reason for a test completion criterion? The reason for test completion criterion is to decide when to quit testing. Number 36. Why are dynamic testing and static testing depicted as complementary, since they share the purpose of recognizing defects yet vary in the kinds of defect they spot? Number 37. Who prepares the test plan? Test lead or the test manager prepares the test plan. Number 38. What's interrupt testing? Interruptions happen on our phone frequently. These sudden interruptions can have adverse effect on regular functioning of any app that's being used. Number 39. What is stress testing? Stress testing tests system performance under unfavorable conditions and loads. Number 40. What is a test scenario? The test scenario is any functionality of the code that is to be tested. Number 41. As a tester, what would you do if you find any defect? I would reconstruct the bugs and defect, take and affix a screenshot, record the bugs and defect. Number 42. What is positive and negative testing? Positive testing is a point at which you put in a valid info and anticipate that some activity will be finished as per the specification, while a negative test is a point at which you put in invalid information and get errors. Number 43. What amount of testing is sufficient? The appropriate response relies upon the contract, risk for your industry, and special needs. Number 44. Explain validation in software testing. Validation ensures that the software product that is built is as per the client's requirements or not. Number 45. Explain static testing. Static testing is to review the documents to detect the errors in the initial phases of SDLC. Number 46. Explain dynamic testing. Dynamic testing is to run the AUT to validate the output from the expected outcome. Number 47. What are the other names for white box testing? It is also known as glass box, clear box, and structural testing. Number 48. Can you explain about test strategy? Test strategy is a document that includes test design and defines how testing is to be carried out. Number 49. Explain the term test data. Test data are the inputs given to AUT by the testers to execute test cases and validate the results. Number 50. Explain test coverage. It is the measurement of quantity of testing done with a set of test cases.